Previously on the GAA2, y'all. Raymond Bonnie, born the same year as I, and my greatest friend. Oh, okay. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial. Accused of committing a truly awful murder. I have absolutely no doubts in my mind about your innocence. Oh my god, look at this jackass. The case to be heard on this day is a matter of great significance for our national interest. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire. Really? Time of death, just after 2 p.m. Death is believed to be due to trauma to the victim's lung from a knife blade. At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. It was the accused's last chance to take the victim's life. Did they kill her and a swan? Jeez. I know that's her hat, I'm just saying. You see this seed of hope sprouting forth from the barren expanse of my crown? Yeah, so you used Rogaine, big deal. But you should have used it on the whole head, not just on that one spot. Holy, what are you doing? Oh god, these guys! Oh, these are both characters from the first game. You will give an account of all that you witnessed on your impromptu excursion to the coast. So are we gonna have, like, the jury thing? Because that was... Oh, god, I haven't even mentioned that yet. Man, look at these two Chocobo Butts! Howdy guys, welcome back to Great Ace Attorney 2 in the last episode. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna do, like, a previously segment like I used to do, because those were really fun to make. I might do it again, I don't know. But, yeah, so, witnessed scene. We're just gonna go. I'll let the previous leads do the talking. Hopefully I do them. Okay, on the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. I was pretending to be a prisoner. I just managed to catch that crowd when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question. Teeth! Yes, that young girl was astride the Eagles for one jagged hand as she stabbed wildly. Okay, I see the problem already. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times. Oh my god, both of you guys! Y'all are both jackasses! Jackasses, I tell you! Indeed, it does appear from this testimony that both went... You have not seen the court records, sir. The very moment of this heinous crime... What?!
Now, if you will recall, I promised evidence as well. What phrase did I use again? Oh, yes, this was it. Damning evidence.
That's not even a knife! That's a pen! What have you found here, counsel? A so-called fountain pen, is it? Well, that was in the victim's hand, though. Correct, Your Excellency. I found it at the scene whilst examining the body. It appears that in her dying moments, with her final ounce of strength, she wrote a name in the sand with the pen. The victim clutched a piece of evidence that would positively identify her killer.
Your Excellency, if you would cast your eyes over the photographic print of the crime scene once more...
I saw it there. Oh, wow. Okay, it looks different in this one. In the other one, the pen was lying flat against the ground, I think. Oh, and there's like a glass of wine spilt there, too. Yeah. Oh, good lord. That's right, the fountain pen. And if you would kindly examine the pen, Your Excellency. Oh, God. The owner's initials have been engraved into the ebonite barrel. R.M. Raymond Bonnie. Wait, what? Huh? The initials of the defendant. Are we sure? R.M. What other R.M.s do we know? Besides, Roger Miller. Anyway. No! Oh, god damn it, I hate when they throw me up against the wall, when there's nobody pushing me, even. Wow, that guy's feet. I wasn't looking at his feet, but, like, I bet they looked weird, just based off of what I saw out of my peripheral vision there. This fountain pen will be admitted immediately as critical evidence. The fountain pen has been entered into the court record.
So, have I omitted anything? Decisive testimony and damning evidence. I gotta tell you, man, I'm feeling pretty good right now. There's a bright blue sky outside the courthouse today. Perfect weather to ascribe guilt, I feel.
I don't understand. The prosecutor outed him 9 months ago. It's not the same guy. Huh. Are you trying to say, is this like a Cinderella Man thing? It's not the same guy. Counsel for the defense, you may begin your cross-examination now. Don't mind if I do. Except, I need to get up first. Naruhodo-san! Naruhodo. We can't give up now. That means... Oh, yes, that's me. Oh, shit. Right, I forgot who I was. Is there another Naruhodo in my courtroom? Actually, there isn't even a single Naruhodo. Oh no! Cousin Ryu, pull yourself together, please. Alright, slow zoom in. Yeah, I've seen this countless times as a judicial assistant. Find inconsistencies in the witness testimonies to prove that they're lying somehow. That's all there is to it. That's how a real lawyer would handle the cross-examination. So let's see what I can do. You got this, girl. You got this in the bag. And I'm gonna take you there. The witnessed scene. Oh my god, let's just go. Okay, wait, what are my commands? Press, present, okay. And, go ahead, okay. I just managed to catch that crab and I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. You were catching crabs? Oh, okay. I thought you had them. Anyway. Parent question, yes, that young girl was astride the usual dagger in hand as she stabbed wildly. I mean, that's one way of saying it, but I think this guy's is more direct. He said there were multiple stab wounds, and we know that there weren't, because I have evidence that there weren't. Let me examine first. Wait, not this. No, where was the autopsy? Yeah, post-mortem. Time of death, yes. And a single deep stab wound from behind. Single stab wound! You guys are absolutely ridiculous. Screw this noise. With that accusatory cry just welled up from deep inside me, I think I finally understand. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san have stood here at this bench, the stakes have been very, very high indeed.
What's the meaning of that menacing pose, counsel?
Oh, let me tell you. I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. Who? What? Where? When? How? Okay. We're gonna have to lower the volume on that. Not you, Sosuke-san. This query is directed at the other Chocobo Butt. This guy. In your statement just now, you said that the victim was stabbed multiple times? Yes, that's right. As I said, when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon. Why the heck you lying? Why the heck you lying? What? Get to the point, please, counsel! Oh my god. Am I the only one who looks at the court record around here? In the post- oh, this is a cute little book. In the post-mortem report, it clearly states that the victim was stabbed one time only. One time only! Call now! Yeah, you cough. You shriek. In other words, Inspector Hosanaga's testimony is BOGUS! Yeah. Oh. And Sosuke-san, you better just get off the stand because you're next. You're next, buddy. You claim to have seen Minbani-san in the throes of stabbing the victim. He did say it too. He said, like, stabbing wildly. Wildly, yeah. Are we talking about two different murders here? Good lord. But both you and the inspector confirmed the same point. That there was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding. Yup. And? It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there was no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing hadn't already occurred. Yeah, exactly. True! This is all I have to say about that. Oh, you started too soon, but... And then what exactly is your contention, counsel? And don't you dare fart in my courtroom again, I'll have you disbarred. To the bathroom. Are you ever gonna tell us? I've already told you a bunch of amazing stuff. You want me more? You want more? Yes, Your Excellency, there's only one logical conclusion. What Sosuke-san in fact saw was not the moment that the defendant stabbed the victim at all, but the moment that the defendant in fact withdrew the blade from the victim's body. That can't be! Oh. Okay, yeah, they both have really weird feet. Okay. Excellent work, Susato. You exploded at them with that objection, and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically.
Objection!
Whoa! Shit.
Well, this takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in that trial 9 months ago. A half-witted child with a half-baked objection attempting to steal the show.
You're right, there were certain similarities. Except that so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution, who has only half a head of hair.
Slander, my head is quite adequately dressed. In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing and multiple wounds, it makes not a jot of difference.
What? Why not?
Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it would still be her, though, wouldn't it? But where you just point out that they were lying, though.
And it was that moment just as she had withdrawn the blade, ready for her next strike, that the witnesses saw. And then she stopped. The knife had already tainted with blood because the accused had already stabbed the victim. You silly.
Oh, damn.
All you have successfully shown with your little display is that the mustached author is prone to moments of extravagance.
And back down we go. Round 3. That's 2 knockouts, 1 more, and we get a TKO. He gets a TKO. I'm in agreement with the prosecution. If the defendant was seen wielding the blade at all, that is sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion. But if she was withdrawing the blade... Oh, somebody else could have stabbed her, left the knife there, and she was taking it out. That's what she's saying. Right?
Consider this young yokel boy. If the student girl was innocent as you claim, then why would she have pulled the blade from the victim? And with a demon's cold-blooded composure, too.
You weren't there! You didn't see that shit! Shut up!
The prosecution demands an explanation, and it better be good.
Why did Ray pull out the knife? Well, I mean, for a long time, I didn't know that pulling out the knife was a bad thing to do. Maybe she didn't know. She's only 16. Oh yeah, it's going for the jugular. What does Father mean by that? Let the court hear your answer then, counsel. And it better be good. The truth is, I don't really know. But I have to come up with a plausible reason here, or we don't have a case. Well, shit. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife blade out of the victim's body was surely so she could... hide the knife? Maybe she... I mean, I want to say save her life. That's... It's not stab her again. Save her life? Why? Okay, maybe I missed something here, but... The only thing I can think is, like, save her life because she didn't know that it was a bad thing to pull the knife out. Like, hide the knife would be, like... It's gotta be save her life. According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant. That's correct. It's thought she would have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury, which sucks.
Indeed, giving her the time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer.
Well, how would she have done that if she was already on the ground? Like, would she reach up behind her and just grab whatever she could get a hold of? The point is, being a medical research assistant, Membami-san was compelled to act when faced with a wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life. I don't know if I can go with this yet. This might be wrong. Uh-oh. I think it might have been.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? It would seem this is the best we can expect of this young yokel.
Oh god. Indeed. It's just me, or does it suddenly feel much colder in here? At least he's not flipping us off when he straightens his glasses like that other guy. Your Excellency, if I may. Speak, witness! I would like another opportunity to testify. In respect to the slipshod assertion that just put forward by the yokel defense counsel, I mean. Slipshod? I've never heard that word before, but it's pretty funny.
Well, an excellent idea, Inspector. Yeah, that's all we need, more testimony. Our young yokel hopeful has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to possess not one iota of common sense.
Ugh, that hammer, though. Very well, Inspector, I will permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion. Or her ass, if that's what you prefer. Wait, his ass. I'm sorry. I don't know yet. Yes, sir, I'll do so flawlessly. Just him? Or are they both? Is this just him by himself? Is the other guy going to react to it? Sometimes they do that in this game. That's another cool thing that happens, is like witnesses react to each other. It's really cool. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. Well, yeah, that was my thought. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. Wow, so was I supposed to say that, despite knowing that? In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget, the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. I was gonna say, how much more of this is there? That was like 5 statements. Is what you just said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily? Yeah, it could. Maybe she didn't know that. Like, maybe Susanoo didn't know that. Oh. Yes, think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. If this is like a way of taking 1 HP away from me, this is the longest 1 HP takeaway that I've ever seen. But it still feels like that's what they're doing here. Until the doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, the stopper shouldn't be removed. Oh, I see. Well, they wouldn't go into a whole testimony, though, in the process of doing it.
This is why yokels should stay on the farm.
Yet it seems like that was what I was supposed to say, unless I could have said anything there. I didn't think the other 2 answers would have got me anywhere, though.
Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge. Anyway, anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out of you knows it.
What? Are you speaking from experience here? Well, I've never stabbed anyone, you see, or pulled a blade out of a wound, so... Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit. Father, is it true what they're telling me? Yes, it's basic remedial knowledge from him. Oh god, is there like something to this? Like that she's gonna... Anyway, never mind. Oh, Ray would have been well aware of it. If she were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways. But then, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out that knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal from his breath? I don't know. No. I mean, we know it's not. It couldn't be. Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. It seems almost impossible to believe, but... Could my friend actually have? No. Oh, don't think like that. You can't do that. Pull yourself together. He knows what I was thinking. Well, it's a sign of a true father. We mustn't lose sight of why we're here. What do we got? Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do on this one. I knew the first one for sure. That was easy as hell, but this one? I don't know. I was looking... hey, Kirby. Oh, you're so sweet. Why won't you eat? You're worrying me, kitty. You're really worrying me. I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established facts, I will be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards. And the bathroom while I'm on the way, because, you know. I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, especially with a cat meowing, but I had no idea it would be this hard. Well, now you know. And it's not easy. I couldn't do it. Meow. Forensic Medican primer. Haha. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. Let's just look over these again. That's basic knowledge that any medical research system with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. I'm actually going to press this one. I just want to see if we can't narrow down something here. But the defendant had suddenly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently. That is the closest thing to a defense I could think so far. I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would behave so irrationally. Oh, but irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it? Using my own words against me here, I see. Oh dear, you have a lot to learn about women. Only a small-minded man could have such bigoted views. Oh, wow. Okay, this guy's kind of impressed me a little bit. Perhaps I'm letting my male persona take hold a little too much. I mean, she was just trying stuff, you know. Well, have I managed to convey the basics now? That should endeavor the medical side of the argument. Okay. Oh my god, dude, see a doctor, for Christ's sake! Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. That's another thing, though, like, we might be able to get in on. Whatever the motive, it just isn't in Mbami-san's nature to do something so awful. But she had both motive and opportunity. That's very hard to argue against. Also, one other thing. I don't care! Did I sound like Tommy Lee Jones there? Sorry. But you don't know the defendant. This guy's objection is... and you counsel don't appear to know the law. The law! Oh my god, the law. Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings. With this
Fledgling to defender. I would almost say I pity the accused.
You don't pity nobody. You don't know the meaning of the word asshole. Anyway, Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please. Oh? Are we adding something in here? Ah yes, Miss Brett was in many ways the sworn enemy of Mimbami-san. Because she killed her teacher. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor, and that's the last statement, so...
Hold it!
Go ahead and press it. If I have to, I'll go back and press the first two, because I don't see anything here. Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Mimbami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant, despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him. Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual. Oh, why, thank you. Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. Yes. Why is it always the good ones that have to die? His mustache, I tell you. I would not want to have to shave that, because how would you not just nick your nose or something? He's also got some very powerful eyebrows, I'm seeing. He met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Mimbami-san's abilities. Clearly, the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point. Yeah, I suppose it does. This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in his testimony anywhere. If Ray knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it. Susato. It's at times like these when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles, and also when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals. The fundamentals? Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it? Of course! But I've been through the court record dozens of times already. Actually, I've only been through it once, but maybe twice, I guess. I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in greater detail, too. Ah, I realize this is your first time playing the role of lawyer and this game in the courtroom. So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I'll do my very best to help. Examine the evidence in the court record. It's an idea, certainly. What should I do? I know what to do. Oh, jeez. Come to think of it, I've done this before. I can't remember where, but, you know, because that's like 90 years in the future, but Kazuma and Naruhodo were always turning evidence over and over in their hands. Yes, I need to examine things in greater detail, with A. Did I just unlock the ability to do that, or could I do that before? I think I could have done it before, but anyway. Go through the court record again, have a thorough look at everything. You may just find a clue. Yeah, on the back of the, you know, autopsy report, there's gonna be like a message there that says, wait, I didn't do it. Okay, well, let's take a look then. Present. See, we can examine. We did that before. Yeah, okay, so we did examine before because we looked at this. Wait a minute, let me see. Bridge, 11th August around 2 p.m. Ascertained by examination of witness statements. Single deep stab wound from behind, piercing a lung and resulting in a fatal hemorrhage. Is that how you spell hemorrhage? Yeah. Death would have occurred within minutes. Notes: extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, was observed in the victim in both eyes. That's weird. Doesn't that, like, only happen when you're in bright light or something? When, like, dilation is when you're in darkness? I think? You never hear about constriction. You always hear about pupil dilation, but not constriction. So, there's that. Oh, you get, like, a magnifying glass here, too. So you can, like, look and just whatever. And a glass of milk there, too. Or, a glass of milk. Okay, I've been streaming a little bit too much here. There's the bottle over there. Kind of get the feeling that there's nothing's gonna turn up here, really. Well, let me look at the pen. Yeah, examine the pen for a second here. Ah, yeah. So we got RM. Oh, wow. Oh, poor Susato. Oh, she looks miserable like this. The RM initials are very clearly engraved here. And the fact that Miss Brett was clinging to this pen in her dying moments is very clearly a message, too. To identify her killer, you mean? I don't think there can be any doubt that this is a key piece of evidence in this case. Yeah, I would say so. And this is like the cap of the pen. If we take off the pen's lid... Uh-oh, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What's going on? What do we got here? It's the ink. It honed in on something there. For a second, when I... Yeah, right there. Wait, no! Oh, I gotta take off the thing again. Okay, take off the pen's lid. Ah, thank you for skipping that. Alright, what are we looking at here? Now let's unscrew the barrel, shall we? Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Is this gonna be a knife too? What the heck is this thing? It's like a freaking telescope or something. Or a vape pen. This must be the little reservoir that holds the vape juice. Yeah. Yes, you fill it by going to a smoke shop and, you know, doing that. Then you press the button and the atomizer thing does the thing. Is something wrong, Father? No, I'm just having some really strong cravings right now. Well, just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there, that's all. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose. The details of the fountain pen have been updated. I'm not really sure how that helps us, though, right now, but, I mean, at least we got it. Like, it still doesn't seem like she would have been able to write in the sand with it, which is the closest thing she could have done. That might have been all there was there, so what about the article? Oh my god, what? Why did I not look at this? Holy crap, dude! Raucous, I've never known how to say that word. Raucous England returnees tell all. This is the interview with you and Sosuke-san, is it, Father? Well, that's him, alright. It looks as though it was quite an exchange. Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture the moment his hand karate chopped me on the neck. I do hope you weren't hurt. Do I look hurt? I tell you. Well, so, yeah, the red check mark is there to indicate you've already looked at it. Okay, so what about the back side? What do we got over here? I did it again. I pressed B to confirm. I'm gonna stop doing that. This is the newspaper from Sosuke-san. There seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. From Yume's Medical Research. Father, isn't that your lab? What's going on here? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen? Holy shitballs. It's this morning's paper that Sosuke-san gave it. Wait a minute. Are you saying you got the hiccups? Oh my god, you didn't know? As embarrassing as that is for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. I've not heard any such thing. That was my day off, man. How am I supposed to know? Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned his information? Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning this story in our paper this morning, was there? In our paper? Like, we got different papers? It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in the strictest confidence. I put Ray in charge of the project. Oh. Ray, she was managing it? If what's written here is true, it means that she tried to hide the theft from me. Oh. And moreover, the details were leaked somehow. I don't believe it. We need to read this article very carefully. Well, let's just delve right in. Article about the poison has been entered into the court record. Okay. Well, that's progress, I suppose. Poison article, exclusive deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. Following a lecture at Yume by Sosuke Natsume on the 11th of August, it has come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Oh! Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. She was trying to pull the knife out because probably she thought the knife was poisoned, or maybe she knew it was. And she thought, that has to be it. That has to be it. Well, let me just go back to the testimony here and see. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking causing bleeding. It's basic knowledge, which since I don't know. In other words, no good reason why to defend. Okay, this one then. Yeah, let's try it. Here we go. Whoops. Present as X. Objection! I actually like that present as X, because it's the top button. It's like you're just handing it over to him. No, there is one possibility. I mean, you'd be surprised how something that simple, like which button on the controller does something, can actually make it feel better to do it. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound. What? Oh yeah, oh yeah. The yokel not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Wait for me to make my statement before you start shit-talking over here. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified? It's here, in this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from a laboratory at the Imperial Yume unit.
Objection!
Shut up.
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, she would have had to know the knife was poisoned. Prosecutor Alchi, you will let the defense speak. Thank you! Thank you! Thank you so much, Judge. I love you!
But a newspaper article, the court cannot rely on the kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense. I'm going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion. Oh, well, here we go. Okay, maybe she saw her eyes and that's how she knew. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Thank you. Let's do this. Ray would never done something to further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. Just cause, I say. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where it says... Can I look at it? Yes, I can. Okay, thank God. It was on the second page, right? That one right there. According to the article, the development of the poison was requested by the military. Yeah. A troubling revelation indeed. That is kind of weird. Did they put the information about it on a disc? A music disc? In Morse code? I actually called the Morse code thing in the other game, like, right away. It was one of the few miraculous moments I've had. It's very worrying.
And yet, even more worrying, is your stupidity. It's how this yokel is trying to manipulate the court. Nothing more than rumors. With nothing more than rumors.
Oh my God, don't get knocked back by that. It's like, oh man. I feel sure Ray had a good reason for her action. Wait. Was I wrong? Try reading the article again. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is when the article... Oh, I thought it was because she saw her eyes. Okay, maybe because this one on page 2 it says via a wound from a poison-laced blade. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But still, like, even if she knew that the poison could be on a knife, there was no way for her to know that it was on that knife. The only way she would know that is if she looked at her eyes, so... I don't know. Maybe I just got too far ahead of myself. The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with the poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes. Are you suggesting we go home? Nah, this is more fun! If the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Mimbani-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is... It was an attempt... Oh, this is an empty victory, though, because now they're going to say, how did she know the knife was poisoned? I assume they're going to say that. Yeah, here it comes.
This is complete and utter nonsense, you dummy!
Not at all! The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life, and the prosecution cannot deny the possibility.
Have you not read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Well, they're probably trying to cover it up. Like, if it was the government poison, like, the government would probably own the hospitals or whatever and tell them not to say anything about it. I don't know. That's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Objection!
Oh, you're getting to say that a lot, and it gets worse every single time, my man.
Oh, please! This is clearly desperation. The weasel's last breaking of wind.
Ha ha! Oh, I'll break some wind for you, pal. Just give me a minute. Give me some nachos, and I'll show you.
The poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway.
In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potentially lethal decision. Okay, I guess so. If she was working on the poison, she would know that that was a potential thing that could happen, I guess. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense. Okay, I think this is where they're going with, yeah, they're gonna ask me now to say the eyes thing. Why did Ray suspect the stolen poison was involved? If you want grounds, I'll give them to you. Yeah, that's right.
You can't possibly.
Yes, I do! Oh, yeah! Oh, man, I gotta start saying yes, you did at some point. From your expression, counsel, it would appear those are not empty words. Hell no, they're not. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence. Edgeworth evidence. Every time I close my eyes. I've seen it many times from my place at his side in the Old Bailey. The Old Bailey. Oh, it's going to penalize you if you get this one wrong. In that case, counsel, you will present the proof to the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article? Oh, it was the post-mortem report. I was trying to... I knew I saw that somewhere else. The thing about the eyes? It's right here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take that!
Allow me to open up my cute little book here. I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the post-mortem report, which reads, extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, was observed in the victim. Ah! Clearly being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death. Well, under normal circumstances, since he's not saying anything, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual, yes.
What are you doing, you yokel detective?
He's telling the truth! Get over it! In the newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
What?!
If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely, yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt. Prosecutor Ashley, shut up! I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence. Yeah.
You, yokel student, yokel professor!
I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions.
No. No, 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 no.
Yes, Your Excellency. I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. What do you think? You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please? Yeah, I guess it would come down to that, wouldn't it? It pains me to have to admit it. But I'm afraid I don't know. Oh, shoot. You don't know? The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft. Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded? No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to... I'm pronouncing it that way on purpose because it's more fun. To investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Ha! Listen to the bumbling academic!
What, don't start whipping on him! Wait, you're not Francisca Von Karma, though.
Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads of it in the newspaper?
Well, that's the whole point of theft, is you don't want to get caught, you know? I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision. I mean, he couldn't be there 24 hours a day, you know? Like, is it possible there's another student who's in on this? Or maybe Ray did steal it to try to do something with it? I don't know. Maybe Ray has, like, a sick mother in the hospital and she stole the poison to go sell it, get a bunch of money, you know? It's gonna turn out to be something like that. Anyway,
a pitiful situation for a university professor.
You'll take what you can get, pal, but it's not gonna be much.
You should have more control over your students rather than allowing them off on killing sprees.
Oh, yeah, hit that desk. Oh my god, that's all totally unfounded. That was like the Athena Sykes. What? Wait a minute. What? Is it Edgeworth? What's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, what's up? Oh, she's standing in between him now. Look at Teeth Man over there. He has got so much gum down there. It's unreal. Okay. None of this is Professor Mikatoma's fault. It's all my fault. She did steal it, didn't she? Well, I don't want to be too quick to say that, but... Money's on you, stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
Well, why don't you tell that to the Manson family?
Or, I mean, the kids. Never mind.
But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
So you knew? I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Soski-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was.
Why didn't you let me know immediately?
Oh, because you were busy. I was scared.
Oh.
The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So, I decided I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out.
Oh.
Because I had a very good idea who the thief was.
Oh. Oh, so she thought... Oh. She thought Giselle stole it? Like Giselle Brett?
Yes, of course. It was that dainty English woman.
Miss Giselle Brett?
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable.
Uh-oh.
I knew it was you who stole the poison.
Well now, whatever do you mean?
And then, she suddenly got to her feet, before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor.
How? She get stabbed right there in front of you? Like, first she's mocking you, and then she got stabbed? There would have had to be somebody behind her then, right?
That's when I saw the knife in her back.
Surely she wasn't mocking you with the knife in her back.
I couldn't understand what just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes they'd shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
Ugh. I don't believe it. In other words, you realized that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips while I'd been with her. Which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body.
On the blade of the knife in her back. And that train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
Yes. If the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. But I guess not. Really, so sorry for staying silent all this time.
Aw. Yeah, like, where do we go from here? I mean, I don't know. Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you confessed in the end. Wait, confessed? Confessed to what? Well, I guess steal. Well, no, she didn't steal it. She just knew that it was stolen. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now.
Objection!
Or maybe not.
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say. Well, Timpanzee-san, if that is the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed? Well, you have no answer, because the simple truth is that you did it, you stupid hag.
Objection!
Oh, that was my objection. Hell yeah. I didn't hear it because I was talking. But you do have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you? Other than just the two of them were in there together. Like, we don't have a third person here yet, do we?
Well, I have evidence, and it's very much conclusive.
What's the prosecution counsel up to? Another witness, maybe? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there, and I'm almost sure of it. You will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Ouchie, or I will have you disbarred.
Perhaps some praise is due, young yokel student.
What? What? So that was a weird what just now?
I'd imagine there would be no need for me to submit this evidence.
Oh god, what is this? What is this? You're just now bringing this up? Are you seriously gonna do this now? Oh my god. What?! What? That's... Wait a minute! Was there a hole in the back of the house? Well, then okay, then definitely somebody could have done it and then snuck back out. That's what it looks like, I'm not sure. I need to look at the other... Can I look at the other picture? Yeah, let me see the other picture. Oh, maybe, I'm not sure. I can't really... Okay, whatever. Holy shit, dude. Okay, a couple of thoughts here. Number one, that kind of doesn't look like the knife, it almost looks like the pen. But I think that might just be a... You know, product of the black and white and the sort of grainy texture of the picture, I don't know. The cruelty in the air on that beach. That sure does not look like, in her face, that she's angrily stabbing I don't see an ounce of anger in her face at all, or hate.
This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accursed murder's nature.
Of course, you can't use that in court. Like, I don't see anger in her face. That wouldn't work. But at what point, you know, does common sense have to be thrown out because of that? You know?
For it shows the precise moment that Mimbani-san plunged her dagger.
It doesn't, because she could have been pulling it out. Oh. No, that's not true. No. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, look at his butt, man. Why am I looking at his butt? Order, order. Knock it off! Counsel for the defense. Was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom?
Perhaps his voice has yet to break. Those yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature.
Oh, no. Right, yeah. I'll show you who's slow to mature. Gotta get this man voice back on track. Careful now, Susato is starting to show her face here. Susato. It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof. We have maple proof. The court will accept this extremely cogent... Cogent? I have never seen that word before in my life. Photographic print as evidence. Cogent. I'm gonna look that up. Future self, look that up in editing and put the definition up on screen. Remember how we used to do that? Oh, that was so fun. An incriminating photograph has been entered into the court record. Can we look at that, like, closer? I can't believe he's had a photograph like that up his sleeve the entire time. The whole time? It's such a stark image. I'm generally lost for words. Genuinely lost for words. Wait a minute, I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Huh. Really?
Objection!
Oh my god, you're already winning. What more do you want? I'm already suffering here. Do you want to see more pain?
That's no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention. Stop trying to subvert expectations.
Objection!
Oh yeah, you tell that asshole. That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photograph print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony. Was it Soski that took the picture? It seems like something he would do. Well, no, he's more about having pictures taken of him. Oh, he's going to uphold the defense's demand. Okay. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once. Hell yeah. Wait. Do you not know who took it?
Well, I'm afraid, I can't do that.
Pardon?
You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday.
What?
But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown.
Goodness. Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believe it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court? Supreme Court? Man. When you first produced that print before, I noticed you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Silence, you yokel student and blabbering professor!
Oh, yo!
What matters is the blatant truth in this print that's all he expresses.
Okay, see, I kind of agree with him, though. Like, if it's truth, then it kind of shouldn't matter. I was thinking about that the other day, like, if you throw out illegal evidence, even if it leads to the truth, is that the same as gaslighting? Like, as they say, like, if you catch your lover cheating on you, you know, by looking through their messages, but then they say, well, it's your fault because you invaded their privacy. I think the difference, though, is that one situation is a civil situation and the other is, like, a criminal, so, like, different laws have to apply there or something. I don't really know. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Exactly. Like, it's just her pulling it out. Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but...
the moment it was withdrawn.
Because, like, didn't she, like, fall to her knees after getting stabbed? She's already on the ground. Like, why would you... That wasn't the moment she got stabbed. I don't think.
The moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings.
Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. And the scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear. Oh no! Susato, this is the time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. Oh, this music is so good. I've said that like 3 times now, but I'm telling you. It's like so simple, but it's something about it, man. Like, I love really fast-paced violins like that. There's a song called The Stone by Dave Matthews Band that has a lot of that. Oh, I love that song. Anyway, but if you ever want to hear more of a song like this, that's definitely a good song. Anyway, this photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim. How do we prove this? Yes, we just need to prove that somehow. You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. Okay, hey, hang on a second now. Oh, I'm having a weird thought again. I know I keep stopping, and I don't mean to do that, because somebody, like, commented that I do that too much back on Justice for All pretty recently, but, I was saying earlier it looked like the pen. Is it possible that the pen contained, like, an antidote? Like, maybe they made an antidote for it, and that was in the pen, and she was trying to give her an antidote? I don't know. I was just saying that it looked... anyway, whatever. You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. A very slow train. And to rue the day you came up against Taketsuchi Alchi in a court of law. If I can determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it. Is there? Well, counsel. Shit. Your Excellency, the burning deodorant question is who took that photograph, and the truth is... Okay, we can look at the court record. Let me look at this again. No, that's probably not the pen, though, because, like, the clear part of it was in the middle, and the clear part here is on the bottom. Here we go. Here's the proof right here that she didn't do it, or that she didn't have evil intentions. I'm just weirded out by the angle of the picture here, like, that there's two exits to this place. I can see they probably just pushed the walls apart. I'm surprised that she wouldn't have noticed, or maybe she did notice. I don't think I know. I honestly don't. I don't think I know who took it. Like, I have a few ideas about other things, but I don't have any idea who took it. I'm gonna say I don't know. No, if I give up now, I'll never be able to look Ray in the eye again. Susato, you need to steel yourself and summon your best argument. I'll do my best. Oh, okay, alright, okay, my bad. I guess we do know. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. Maybe we just have to work towards it, I guess. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can... I thought she was about to say a name. Oh god, we're up to 56 minutes. No, you can't possibly. But, as you so boldly claim that you can, please, do enlighten us. Who took this picture? Who let the pictures out? I'm being very annoying. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name. It's like somebody from the military, maybe? That's the only thing I could think. However, I'm able to present evidence. Evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. What? Let's hear it. Very well then, counsel, present your proof to the court. Right here, right now. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer? I'm gonna present something, but we're gonna do it next time. Holy shit. I've had some real shitty cliffhangers, and we're already doing this on part 2. I don't know what's... Oh, man. See you guys next time. Goodbye. Holy crap.